On this episode, I talk about the competition, boosting word of mouth, the lifestyle of being a hairstylist, and I've got kind of a teaser for next week.
You supply the Q's and we bring the A's. It's the Form and Function Q&A show.
Got some really awesome questions lined up, but before I get into them, I do have a favor to ask, which is, please give me some feedback in the comments. I need to hear from you guys if you're liking this show, how to make it better. Is it too long? Is it too short? Of course, if you have a question, pop it in there and we can put it in the next episode. But I need your feedback. It's what's going to make this show better, all right? So let's get into the questions.
Trisha's question is, in an area with many salons, how are you able to make your salon stand out and attract clients when there are so many other salons around?
Trisha, this is a great question, and I think that it does apply to everybody. Anywhere that I've ever been, I've never seen an area underserved by salons, right? In our salon here in Chicago, I could walk around in a 3 or 4 block radius and I could find half a dozen salons that have great Yelp listings. They've been written up in magazines and blogs, fantastic reputations. At the same time, in small towns, I've been to places that have more salons than they have bars. So I think that this is a question that everybody can relate to. We moved to our current salon in 2008. And if anybody remembers 2008, it was kind of a tank of a year for the economy. And when we moved in, because there were a lot of art galleries and things in our area, a lot of them closed. And so it was kind of like, welcome to the neighborhood, we're out of here. And what we did, it was actually kind of funny. I had just read an article at that time about how they were saying that if you could invest in going back to college, that it was a great time for you to do so because you were investing in yourself. And so if you could weather the storm by getting more education, you would be more desirable when you came out of the recession or the bad economy. And I thought that that was really interesting, but I personally wasn't going to be going back to school for that. But I thought, let's invest in education. Right? Let's invest in ourselves. And so we started to do a lot more in-salon education for ourselves, both just in-house, us educating our own team and growing together. Also a lot more bringing in our own mentors. Recently, we just had Gerard Scarpaci in our salon. We posted a video of that the other day. We'll link it here. If you're on YouTube, you can click and check that out. We also focused on our team. Right? We knew what we wanted to create. And so it was tough, but it was kind of, we had to say it's going to be this way or no way, right? And we really focused on our culture. I can tell you that today there isn't one person on my team that doesn't like working at the hair loft. I learned early on because of my parents that if you take care of your team will take care of you. And happy people make people happy. And so it's something that I take great pride in is our successful lifestyle culture that we have in our salon. And I feel that comes out. I feel that it changes the way that we treat our guests. And as a return on that investment, our guests then love the way that they're treated at the salon. And so they want to talk to their friends about us. They want to recommend us. They want to spread the word for us. And it really is awesome because we really do truly care about our clients. And so those two things to me are the answer. Is take care of the people in the salon so that they are happy and in turn make other people happy. And invest in education so that you can continue to just deliver an awesome job. I don't think a lot about the competition because there's nothing that I can do to change what they are doing. The only thing that I can do is change what I'm doing. And I'm not going to be the person that badmouths the salon down the street. That would never be me. So I'm just going to focus on how I think I can make our salon greater than what we were yesterday.
Megan's question is, how do I market myself to other people? I just recently graduated and I'm having a hard time building my clientele. They say word of mouth is best, which is how I've gotten quite a few of my clients, but what else can I be doing to boost that?
Megan, this is a great question and congratulations on your graduation and building a little clientele or big clientele. What I would say about boosting word of mouth. Word of mouth is to me the way to go, right? If you saw a billboard that said, Megan's the best hairstylist, people probably aren't going to believe that just because it's a billboard and people don't really have a lot of confidence in advertising. But when it comes to friends recommending you, word of mouth is always way more value in that word of mouth. So to me, go back to question one a little bit, where you got to be doing stuff that people are going to want to talk about. How you treat people when they come in the salon. And of course, the work that they are receiving. So continue to get education. I certainly am a little bit biased to what we're doing in our academy, but there's plenty of other options. The one thing that I will say that I'm a big believer in is when it comes to the technical side of this business, you can watch all the YouTube videos that you want, but until you start getting some hands-on, I think that that's the only way to learn in this industry, right? Is cutting hair and actually doing it, not just watching somebody else do it. So continue to get more education. But let's actually come up with a strategy here. One thing that we recently did in our salon was there was a new restaurant that opened 3 blocks away from us. I went over for dinner, I met the manager, I asked him, how many people do you have on your team? And he said, well, we have about 50 between the servers, the chefs, and everybody there. I said, okay. The next day I came back, met him again, and I said, I brought over 50 $50 gift certificates for you and your team. All right, so we'd love to have you in the salon. And we were starting to see, we've had a handful of those people come back. And what's great is, though, that when they're the servers, when it's the hosts, the wait staff, you're talking about people that have a social job, right? How many tables are those people going to be waiting on? Where we're opening up the possibility of somebody that's sitting at their table saying, oh my gosh, I love your hair, where do you go? Oh, I got it done at the hair loft, it's only a few blocks away, right? That's what we're trying to create. So that could be a great way for you to boost word of mouth. I know some people are going to hear this and they're going to say, Ben, you told us not to discount, what are you doing? You're a hypocrite. Giving a gift is not a discount, right? If I give somebody a $50 gift certificate, that is way different than me saying it's $50 off on Tuesday, right? So it's all about presentation, right? Presentation is marketing. That's how everything is, right? The way that something is presented changes your perception of what it is, right? So that, I think, could be a great way for you to boost your word of mouth and get more people potentially talking about you and open the floodgates to building more guests coming to see you in the salon.
Heather's question is, for new stylists that are building a clientele, do you feel that it matters how they present themselves outside the salon? For example, Facebook, anything online, grocery shopping, or going out to dinner?
Heather, this is a great question because it speaks to something that I'm very much into, which is the lifestyle that surrounds our industry. To think that I can just show up to the salon and I'm going to get busy, that's a real big mistake. The one industry that I think has a stronger commitment to the lifestyle of what we're doing is fitness coaches or personal trainers. If I sign up for a personal trainer, I have a expectation of not just the programs that I'm going to receive, but I have an expectation for that person as well. So I think that we need to understand that our guests have an expectation for us. I might be a little hypersensitive to this because the building that I live in is only 3 blocks away from our salon, and we have maybe like 10 or 15 clients that live in the same building, some on the same floor just down the hall. And I don't even go down to get my mail without making sure that I'm dressed, right? Because I don't want to break the illusion. I've worked really hard to create a brand and an image for myself, and so I don't want to walk down there in juicy booty sweatpants. I only have a couple of pairs of them, but I don't want to break the image of me being a stylist, right? Stylist. I want people to think that he is into fashion, he looks good and presentable and professional all the time. Does that mean that I'm always in all black? No, right? But I'm well put together, my hair is done, and I want to say that I look good when I go out. Some people spend more time trying to get ready to go out than they do coming to work. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got to look good. Just the same way that fitness coach has a reputation and a image to uphold, we do too. No matter what people's body types are, there is a way to dress for that body type, right? And I think that because we are in the fashion and style industry, we have to live up to that. When it comes to Facebook, you don't have to use Facebook for professional development. You don't. You can use it personally. That's what it was created for in the first place. But I think that people need to know why they're using it, right? Are you trying to be personal? Are you trying to be professional? And there is a difference between professional, personal, and private, that some things don't need to be shared, right? So, and the last comment that I have on this is that it is not just for new stylists, it's for everybody. I've never heard of anybody say, I'm done. I don't want to build a clientele anymore. Everybody's constantly trying to grow. And so there isn't a point to say like, oh, well, I've established myself. I don't need to play by these rules anymore. I don't necessarily agree with that. So that's my thought. Live up to the lifestyle and bring it into the salon and outside of the salon, because I think that it's really hard to be two different people just based on where you're going, right? I'm the same person whether I'm in the salon or at home or out with friends. So that would be my answer for that question. So guys, I really appreciate you hanging with me for 3 episodes. I'm looking forward to a lot more. Again, my favor that I have to ask is please give me some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about the show. Is it too long? Is it too short? If you have a question, of course, drop it in there, and hopefully I'll be able to add it to the next episodes. But it really means a lot, and I've got a really big announcement for next week. So I can't tell you about it yet, maybe on episode 4, but I'm very, very excited about it. So as always, you can hit me up on Twitter at BenjaminJ. I really appreciate you hanging with me, and I will see you on episode 4.